St. Louis today, a Labor Day matinee as the Cubs and Cardinals begin a 3-game series. The Hyundai leadoff man on WGN Sports getting you set for Game 1 of this series. Great to have you with us. Hope your Labor Day weekend is going well. Jim DeShays and Len Casper. Simply, it's fun when these two franchises match up.
Yeah, Labor Day marks the sprint to the finish line in the Major League Baseball season. Always fun when the Cubs come to St. Louis. Last time it wasn't so much fun for the Cubs. They scored just 4 runs, swept in a 3-game set. St. Louis so good here at home, but they did just lose 2 out of 3 to the Pirates.
All right, Cubs 7.5 up for the final wild card spot, 8.5 behind St. Louis in the division. And when we come back, we'll take a trip down memory lane. We'll go back to 1984. Stay with us. The Hyundai Leadoff Man is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to test drive our award-winning lineup today. Visit buyhyundai.com. And rolls along, and let's go back to September 23rd, 1984. Cubs shooting for a doubleheader sweep to lower the magic number to 1. Harry, Jack, and Steve.
Down the left field side, 330. Down the right field side, 330. Good old Busch Stadium. This is a very, very beautiful ballpark. One of the outstanding baseball palaces, I think, in the country. And I think I'm right about this, Harry, and nobody knows St. Louis better than you. This revitalized the downtown area of this city, didn't it?
Well, that's what it was meant to do, whether it has or not. I know there are a number of new buildings and weren't here before, but after 5 o'clock at night, Jack, you could shoot a cannon through the downtown streets. It's a mass exodus for the suburbs.
I'll tell you what. You couldn't have shot a cannon and not hit anybody the last couple of days, especially if you hit it near one of the bars, because they're full of Cub fans down here.
I tell you, if there's 50,000 people here, and I imagine there are, why 30,000 of them must be Cub fans.
Because the Cardinals, are you ready for this? In games where they have scored first are 53 and 17. Fly ball deep to left. Back, back, back. Baseball, 1981, that short strike and strike shortened season, Harry and Steve. We didn't exactly overwork the expression "hey hey" on Cub homers. As a matter of fact, the joke in the booth was that it got to the place where when it did happen, I needed an idiot card. Ground ball out to second. Bill Lyons, the rookie, up with it. Perfect throw to first. Out number 2.
Don't give me that stuff, Brick. Now I know why I didn't run into you in your usual haunts in St. Louis last night. You're back in your suite practicing for today.
Listen, I've been practicing for today for about 45 years.
Where were were you in 45? Were you in the service?
1945 was the year I picked to do the White Sox exclusively.
Oh, well, another one of the many great judgments you've made.
Yeah, another real great call. Here's Moreland. There's a ground ball. Bouncing out and out Ozzie Smith. Perfect throw, and that takes care of that. But the Cubs get 2.
Listen to this crowd. You think there aren't a lot of Cub fans here? Lonnie Smith, the batter. Cubs lead by 2. Line drive. Cubs win. Cubs win the doubleheader. Cubs win the doubleheader. Holy cow. They are assured of no worse than a tie. Their magic number is 1 as Lonnie Smith lined to the Bull Durham, who made a tumbling catch.
Harry, I just want to step out of this picture for 1 minute because there's 2 men who should share this, and it's you and Jack Brickhouse.
Oh, Stevie. Well, I'm going to say this much, Harry. I think it's going to be only justice that the Cubs win this thing at Pittsburgh, where after what Pittsburgh did to them at Wrigley Field, and since Pittsburgh is the only team in the whole National League with a season's edge on the Cubs.
All right, Jack, this is going to be one of your penances. We're going to force you to go to Pittsburgh to clinch the pennant.
Tell you the truth, Harry, I really appreciate yours and Arnie's and WGN Television's and Steve's and Milo's and Jack Rosenberg's invitation to join you, because you guys know what something like this means to me, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome here with open arms every time.
I love you.
See you later.
'87-49 Cardinals hosting the 78-57 Cubs. We'll have the first pitch and all the action coming up next. It's a Cubs-Cardinals day here in St. Louis on Labor Day. These two franchises have matched up since 1892, and a couple of playoff hopefuls. Game one of a three-game series. Len Casper, Jim Deshaies with you. JD, here are your starters. Dan Herron trying to go a little deeper than he has here as of late. And Lance Lynn pitching on extra rest due to an ankle injury.
Yeah, Dan Herron pitched once against the Cardinals this year. That's while he was a member of the Marlins, allowed 4 runs in 6 innings. The Cubs have beaten Lynn twice so far this year. Yeah, extra rest due to the ankle injury, and you see in those situations in his career, he's been really good.
Cubs coming off a series sweep over the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Cardinals just dropped 2 of 3 to the Pirates. Cubs and Cardinals from St. Louis, right around the corner. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Let's look at the Cubs batting order. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Cubs lead the National League with second half home runs, 71 to date. Fowler, Stella, Coughlin at the top. Rizzo, Bryant, Montero in the middle. Starlin Castro gets to start at second. Herron and Russell go 8 and 9.
Defense for the Cardinals. Piscotty, the rookie, in left. Jay, center. Jason Hayward, very good out there in right. Reynolds, Peralta, Carpenter at second as Colton Wong was a late scratch. Brandon Moss will play first base today. Yadier Molina is behind the plate. And the big righty, Lance Lynn, on the mound. 11-8 in a 2.80 ERA.
He is ready to go, and a strike called on Dexter Fowler. Reynolds pulled in at third. Outside, it's 1-1. JD mentioned on our pregame coverage the Cubs have gone just 1 and 6 in this ballpark.
And lost 2 out of 3 early, and then last time in the end of June were swept and managed to score just 4 runs in that 3-game set. And that's really been the key for the Cardinals all year. Their starting pitching has been outstanding.
Foul tip into the glove of Molina, and it's 2-2.
You're going to see a ton of fastballs from Lance Lynn. As a matter of fact, he throws his fastball a higher percentage of the time than anybody in baseball. 85% of his offerings will be fastballs. He throws both a 4- and a 2-seamer. But hitters cannot complain after a game against Lynn that they did not get challenged.
That ball lined deep to right, and it's gone. On a 3-2 offering, Dexter Fowler hits his 17th, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
I would say challenge answered. Boy, a lot of Cub fans here up on their feet, celebrating that swing of the bat by a guy who went 0 for 4 yesterday with 4 strikeouts. He couldn't wait to get back in the batter's box, and he gives the Cubs the early lead.
The home run ball has been such a big part of this offense here lately, and a great start here today. Tommy La Stella takes ball 1.
Yeah, home runs really haven't been much of an issue for Lynn this year. That's just the 12th he has allowed.
In the air, short center, John Jay. He's had an injury plague campaign, makes the catch.
Southwest Airlines, how far did it fly? 394 feet for Dexter Fowler.
And former college teammates at Ole Miss will match up. Chris Coghlan against Lance Lynn. On the outside corner, according to Larry Vanover, the home plate umpire, he's the crew chief. 102nd start of the year for Coghlan. The Cubs actually arrived at their team hotel as the Cardinals were playing the Pirates last night. Cardinals lost that game 7-1. So Pittsburgh now 5.5 out in the division. Pirates, though, trailing early in Cincinnati today. A lot of day baseball on this holiday. It's 3-0 Reds in the 4th in that one. The Nationals were down early to the Mets, but they now lead 5-3 also in the 4th. That's a big NL East matchup. So we will keep you posted.
Nationals have won 5 in a row. They've moved within 4 of the Mets. Lynn, man, all this guy does is win. 60-36 in his major league career. And we talk about it time and time again, how the win can be and is an overrated statistic, but it's hard not to latch on to those numbers.
60 career starts in this ballpark for Lynn. The Cardinals have gone 41-19 in those starts. That ball rolled into right, the base hit.
Like Brandon Moss broke on this ball as if he were going to try to make a play on it, then decided to go cover the bag. He was the only option. I don't know if he would have been able to get to it had he continued to pursue it. Not likely.
Anthony Rizzo will dig in.
When he's not throwing fastballs, Lynn will mix in a slider, curve, and a change. We'll probably use the slider more than the other secondary pitches.
He's from Brownsburg, Indiana. And again, pitching on some extra rest. Really good in his last start in San Francisco, but he tweaked his ankle. 7 shutout innings in that start on the 29th of August. Two and nothing on Rizzo. You look at his rate stats last year, this year, very, very similar. 3 points ahead on his batting average. I should say 3 points behind on his batting average, 4 points ahead on his on base, 2 ahead on his slugging. Swing and a miss.
So what you're saying is he's dependable.
Yeah, he is developing a track record, and that track record these last 2 years has been really good. Three and one. Chris Bryant on deck. Just underway. Fowler led off the ball game with his 14th career leadoff homer. 3-2.
Well, if you're going to throw as many fastballs as Lynn does, then you better be able to command it. You can see he's trying to stay away from Rizzo, consistently working off the plate, away and down.
Coghlan not running. Ball 4. 2 on. For Bryant. Homer, fly out, single walk to start the ball game.
Batting fifth, number 17, right fielder Chris Bryant.
Kind of an interesting time for Mike Matheny, isn't it? He's played around with the rotation a little bit to give guys some rest. They've got the best record in baseball. Pretty comfortable 5.5 game lead, but you don't want your team to get complacent for sure.
And when you have that job, 5.5 doesn't feel comfortable. You know, everybody looking at it from the outside says the Cardinals are in great shape. They're going to win this division. It's a comfortable lead. But if you're Mike Matheny, you probably lay awake at night thinking of ways that the Pirates can run you down and what can go wrong. And you have to kind of protect against anything. And obviously September with roster expansion really helps in that regard. You bring up a lot of arms and extra guys to use off the bench.
Kind of a jam shot, pop up, and Carpenter's going to make the catch. That'll be an easy double play as Coghlan's doubled off. He thought it would drop. It did not. Cubs 1, Cardinals coming up. Honda. Great deals are happening at the Honda Summer Clearance Event. Now at your Honda dealer. Napa, home of Napa know-how. Ford, America's best-selling brand, inviting you to go further in our fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Subway, make a smart play for savory subs this season. Score more flavor at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Cardinal Dan Herron takes the ball with a 1-0 lead.
Trying to even his record. He's 8-9 with a .389 on the year.
Matt Carpenter bounces one behind the bag at first, and Rizzo will take it unassisted. Cardinals line up this way. Carpenter, Stephen Piscotty's done a great job with Matt Holliday on the DL. Jason Hayward, the all-star Johnny Peralta, Brandon Moss filling in with Matt Adams out. Molina, an all-star yet again this year. John Jay recently back from the DL. Mark Reynolds at third. Lance Lynn, the pitcher, hitting ninth. And as JD mentioned, Colton Wong has a tight calf, but Mike Matheny made it sound like he would potentially be available off the bench today, as the rookie Piscotty takes a strike. And a 12-game hitting streak come to an end last night. He falls under the category of where do they find these guys? Although he was a first-round pick, but a name that isn't very familiar to Cub fans. Fits the theme of Cardinals, though, right? Just they bring him up and they get right in there.
Randall Grichuk, another guy who's been a big contributor this year. He's been nicked up, just came off the disabled list, so we may see him in this series.
And Grichuk activated. He can't throw or hit in a game. Might be able to pinch run as he's dealing with an elbow injury. Two balls, two strikes. Cutter, and he held. A pitch that looked like it might have been in the zone anyway. 3-2. Hayward on deck.
Now back where it all started. Dan Herron, drafted by the Cardinals in 2001, debuted with them in June of '03.
Swing and a miss. Strike three.
And we'll check in with the rest of the Cubs defensively here this afternoon. Outfield, Coghlan, Fowler, Bryant. Tommy La Stella gets a start at third today. Russell and Castro up the middle. Rizzo's at first. Miguel Montero is behind the plate.
Now Jason Hayward will be a free agent at season's end. He's had a big year against the Cubs. 13 games, .346, and has scored 16 times. He's been good for the Cardinals after a bit of a slow start. Plus defender out there in right. Good eye at the plate.
And not the prototypical slugging right fielder, but a very good player nonetheless. I mean, he does have power. He's hit 11 home runs. He steals bases. He's swiped 20 bags. He's only been caught twice. A patient eye at the plate.
3-1. We've noted Dan Herron, a fly ball pitcher, as he walked him. So far, a ground out, strikeout, walk. 27 starts for Herron. In 18 of those, he has recorded at least 6 flyouts. Only Colby Lewis has had more such starts with 20.
Relies heavily now on a cut fastball. He'll throw that pitch more than any other. Velocity on his fastball in the mid to upper 80s. You know, the cutter just a little bit off that, but he'll add some movement. And on the lefties, away to the righties. Curveball and a split finger pitch as well.
Johnny Peralta, an all-star for the third time, and he started for the National League. 33 years old, but does not appear to be declining. Big game-winning home run at Wrigley Field off Pedro Strop on July 8th. Good lead by Hayward. There he goes. Pitches off the plate outside. Throw to second in time as Montero nails Jason Hayward. Mike Matheny, though, might want to take a look at it. So we'll hold for the time being.
Hayward very emphatic as he got up, signaling to the dugout that he was safe, but we see that a lot with players. They have one idea and the replay reveals another. Hard to tell. It looked like the tag was around the hip, and perhaps Hayward got that hand in before the tag was applied. Nothing convincing yet to overrule from what we've seen.
Larry Vanover is coming over to tell Mike Matheny yes or no on a replay.
Yeah, see, to me, this is where this has got to be tweaked. The decision has to come a lot earlier from the bench.
And no challenge. So that's it. 1-0 Cubs after an inning. TV.com. Right now, click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Everything you need to have more fun at home this summer. And a strike called on Montero, who threw out Jason Hayward to end the first inning and hit the big game-winning grand slam yesterday against his former team. Lines this one to center. John Jay leaves his feet, makes a grab for the out.
Great breakout there in center field by the Chief Justice. Well struck by Montero. That's a happy pitch. A lot of good happened there. Montero hit it hard. Jay made a play. Lynn got an out. With a little dose of frustration for Montero.
Castro getting the start at second, and a swing and a miss.
You watch just a couple of innings of Lance Lynn and you get a sense of his MO. He's very aggressive with that first pitch fastball. You see Molina will set up over the heart of the plate quite frequently, and then once they get strike one, he'll start to work off the edge.
Rifles that one the other way into right. He came in hitting .367 over his last 10 games. Not playing every day.
I'm just flipping that ball the other way, but driving it to right field for a one-out single. Starlin's had some good games of late. Couple 3-hit games among his last few starts.
Reynolds in on the grass at third against the pitcher Heron, who squares, pops up the bunt attempt. And a foul strike.
Cub fans, let's go. Don't miss the stretch run at Wrigley Field. The Cubs come home for the final homestand on Friday, September 18th. Cardinals, Brewers, Pirates, and Royals in town. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Should be really exciting stuff. Now Lynn, 6'5", 250, right-handed. Typically that guy, that profile, is very easy to run on. He is not. Does a very good job holding runners. Obviously he has a great weapon behind the plate in Molina, who's one of the best in the business.
Another foul bunt attempt, and it's 0-2.
Molina for his career has thrown out 45% of would-be base stealers, way above league average. One of the best marks ever.
Outfield not very deep. Herron already showing bunt with 2 strikes, and he pulls it back and takes one just off the corner. And it's 1-2. 27 games to go. 17 on the road, 10 at home.
And down the stretch they come.
That is foul. So Lance Lynn and Drew Storen were high school teammates in Brownsburg, Indiana. 2005, they helped lead that team to a perfect 35-0 record. Won the 4A state Indiana title.
Lynn, a supplemental pick after the first round in 2008. Number 39 overall in the draft that year.
He got him. His first strikeout. You know, it's interesting when you look at the Cardinals, Pirates, and the Cubs in the top of their respective rotations. The Cardinals, of the 3 teams, probably need to win the division more than the other 2, because if you get to a wild card game, Garrett Cole and Jake Arrieta kind of stand out, right? But if you look at the Cardinals and their strength, it's rotation depth.
Yep, I would agree with that. So if you were to have a draft of all the starting pitchers from those 3 clubs, the Cardinals would have the most in the top 10. They probably wouldn't have any of the top 3. I don't know. We should pool some people. That's an intriguing question. Well, Waka, if you were to draft that, would you go Arrieta, Cole, Waka?
Yeah, I might. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You know, the Cardinals have been in first place all year. They have a comfortable lead. People keep saying, how do they do it? How do they do it? Well, they do it because they pitch so well. They're 11th in the league in runs scored. They don't have a great offensive team.
And having said what we said, it doesn't mean the Cardinals can't win a wild card game. That's not what we're saying at all. But for them to make a deep run, they probably need to avoid the one and done scenario more than the other 2 teams, because of what we just mentioned. And actually, as Russell takes ball 4, I think if you're Mike Matheny and you could do one rule change to the playoffs, you take as many off days away as possible to exploit that depth and maybe lack of depth other teams may have.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the ideal situation. You know, baseball is a game where we honor the everyday grind of it. So to try to play, you know, have as few off days as possible in the postseason, one, it's entertaining for the fans day after day after day of drama-filled playoff baseball. But it mirrors the regular season because of that. That's what this is all about is depth.
Here's Fowler. He homered to start the ball game. 2 on, 2 outs, and that aggressive Lance Lynn fastball gets a swing and a miss from Fowler.
And the thing about Lance, he can get up to 95, 96, but he's right around 92 miles an hour. So in terms of velocity, just about league average. But there's life on that fastball. It gets a lot of backspin on his 4-seam heater.
0-2.
That was number 17 for Dexter.
Driven the other way. Piscotty going after it. He will not catch it. Cubs are going to get a couple. Castro's in. Russell right behind him. Dexter Fowler, 2 innings in, has a homer, a double, and 3 RBIs.
Well, there's your early leader for man of the match. Piscotty did not take a very direct route to that fly ball. Well struck, obviously, by Fowler into the gap in left center. Again, Lynn proving not to be afraid of contact. A challenge fastball, and Fowler drives it out there into the alley in left center. Piscotty had to try to make a late adjustment to run this one down. You see how he turns there at the last. So he was fooled a little bit, and the Cubs take advantage. Didn't think Dexter had that kind of juice the other way.
La Stella takes a strike. Tommy's playing third, which is a new position for him this season. He knew after he got it traded from Atlanta, the Cubs told him, hey, you may play some third, so he did in spring training. And 49 innings in his pro career at third for the natural second baseman, and all those innings have been this season.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason why is because Dan Herron being the extreme fly ball pitcher, Joe feels comfortable putting La Stella in a spot where he hasn't played a lot. He prefers Baez to Castro defensively, but again, with the fly ball guy out there, there's likely to be less work on the infield. But I guess on the other side of it is it speaks to how confident he is in Chris Bryant when he throws him out there into the outfield.
Three and one. Fowler came in hitting .232 left-handed, and he's 2 for 2. Way up in the air to right. Should be routine for Hayward, and it is. 2 out, 2-run double. Dexter Fowler. 3-0 Fowler. At WGNTV.com, sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 37 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. You see a huge crowd here in St. Louis. We're over 3 million yet again in home attendance. 12th consecutive season and the 19th time in Cardinals history. It's been the Dexter Fowler show. Knocked in all 3 Cubs runs. Peralta was at the plate when Hayward was caught stealing to end the first. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was a little surprised to see Hayward going that early in the count. With Herron being susceptible to the long ball and Peralta being a home run hitter, maybe Mike Matheny would tell his base runners to back off a little bit, see if they could generate a little bit off Herron with the long ball. But they must have liked the math, whatever times they had on Herron's delivery home. Felt like they could get that bag. It's only the 3rd time this year Hayward has been caught.
Herron into his motion, and a 2-2 is in the dirt. It's full. Brandon Moss on deck, then Yadier Molina. Foul pop back to the seats, out of play.
Not a lot stresses Dan Herron when he's on the mound. He's very easygoing out there. Of course, he's been around a long time. He's had a lot of success. 3-time All-Star.
Fly to left center. Coghlan and Fowler together. It'll be Fowler. And Coghlan just said, Dexter, you're doing it all today. Why don't you catch that one too?
Let's go gold. Through September 19th, Cub fans have the opportunity to take part in the fight against cancer by helping raise funds for Lester, Madden, Mott, and Rizzo's foundations in support of pediatric cancer research and awareness. The top contributor from each organization will receive 2 tickets. Throw out a ceremonial first pitch at the game on September 20th. Visit Cubs.com/letsgogold for details.
Brandon Moss pounds one on the ground foul. He came over in a trade with Cleveland on July 30th. He's been a lot better with St. Louis than he was with the Indians. Matt Adams on the DL. He's got a sprained quad. Matt Holliday also with the quad.
Yeah, bring some thump to their lineup. They don't hit a lot of home runs. 12th in the league. Moss will help in that regard. Theoretically.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Herron mowing him down here early on. 2 outs, nobody aboard, and it's Yadier Molina.
Good depth on that cut fastball. Well placed to get his 2nd strikeout.
Ball 1 on Molina. All-star this year for the 7th consecutive season. Power numbers are down his last couple of years. He had a 3-year stretch of double digits and home runs and really good slugging numbers. Right now, 358 for his slugging. Drives that ball the other way. Bryant back on it. Off the wall. And Molina's got a double. It's the Cardinals' first hit.
And Molina loves to hit the ball to right field. That pitch is down and away. Normally a good pitch against a lot of guys, but that may play to Molina's strength. Very good out away. He had to reach down a little bit to get that one, but put a pretty good swing on it. If Bryant handles that carom, he might have a shot at Molina at second base. Ball got out there in a hurry. It's double number 23 for the Cardinal catcher.
Yeah, I'm going to guess Yadier Molina is one of the slowest runners in the league these days, right?
Yeah, I would say.
All the time behind the plate. You know, you watch catchers who catch more than 1,000 games. It almost hurts to watch them run. The 1-0 to John Jay, and he dribbles it foul.
Later in the year, too, right? As the year goes on, and all the bumps and bruises and the squatting. I mean, he's not Benji Molina slow. Benji was epically slow.
Well, a tough year for Jay. He's been on the DL twice with a troublesome surgically repaired left wrist, so only 60 games coming into today. Batting average way down. Herron trying to get out of this inning, working with an early 3-0 lead. And the pitch, another foul.
Out with a chat with Herron, perhaps change the indicator, maybe even just to say, hey, let's throw this. I'm not going to give you a sign. Molina's out there. I don't want him to get too many looks. Maybe he would pick something up and relay a sign to Jay.
Swing and a miss to end the inning. Molina stranded at second. Cubs lead 3-0 after 2. The hard way. This Bud's for you. Hope you're having a great holiday weekend. I would like to say we are, quote, working on Labor Day, but it doesn't feel like work, does it? Cubs Cardinals?
Rarely does it feel like work. Every now and then. This isn't work.
How was the drive down, by the way?
Drive was wonderful. Stopped in Champaign last night. Had dinner with our daughter. Cruised on in here this morning.
Very nice. Chris Coughlin is 2 for 2 against his old college teammate. Good start to the third.
Second verse just like the first. Ground ball single through the hole between first and second, and Coghlan opting to attack that first pitch fastball from Lynn. That's the decision you have to make as a hitter. You know he's coming after you. You risk giving him an easy out, or an early out anyway, with putting that first pitch in play. But Coghlan likes to hit the fastball. Opposing hitters, when they put the first pitch in play against Lynn, are hitting better than .440 against him.
The 1-0 wide.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've seen the approach by Lynn. It has been fearless here today. You know, not afraid of contact, and he's given up a lot of hard contact because of it. But his game plan changes with Rizzo in the box.
Line into right center. That's going to go to the wall. Coghlan to third. Gary Jones sending him. He will score. Cubs have scored in every inning.
And they've matched their output from the 3-game series here back in June. Impressive start here against Lance Lynn. 2-0 heater off the plate or right on the edge, but again, with Rizzo crowding the plate and being as long and strong as he is, that's a pitch that he can certainly drive.
Chris popped into a double play to end the first inning. Yesterday hit a mammoth home run. And it is the subject of our speed replay, brought to you by Xfinity. Estimated by StatCast at 495 feet. Longest homer in the majors. Dave Kingman-like. Speed replay brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
He literally put it on the board.
He did. 2-1. Three and one now on Chris. Seth Maness up early in the third inning. Fowler homered in the first. Fowler doubled home 2 in the second. Rizzo now with the RBI double in the third. Chris Coghlan right in the middle of things with 2 hits.
Cubs were held hitless through 4 innings in yesterday's ball game. Ruby De La Rosa really dealing for the Diamondbacks. That was before Brian hit that tape measure home run, and then an explosive 6th inning proved to be the difference maker, the Montero grand slam. A little different start here today.
He got him. Strikeout number 2 for Lynn. That's out number 1. Tough pitch to handle.
Yep, and it looks good. Tough to lay off, tough to hit.
Montero lined out his first time. Ball one.
Yeah, this should be a good matchup for Montero. He loves to hit the fastball.
Keeping an eye on the Pirates and the Reds. They're now in the 7th inning, 3-0 Cincinnati. Anthony DeSclafani has outlasted Jeff Locke. Base hit center field. Rizzo's going to score to make it 5-0. Miguel Montero with the RBI single.
Two real good swings for Montero. Last time Jay made a play on him out in shallow left center field. This time he turns one over. Mike Matheny is going to make a move as well, but a good swing here by Montero. And Lance Lynn, short day, ambushed by the Cubs.
So the Cubs with a big 5-0 lead early. We'll be back. On this season-long road trip, Ford, America's best-selling brand, inviting you to go further in our fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your Ford store or at local FordStores.com. Here's Seth Maness.
Maness, a ground ball specialist, throws a lot of sinkers. Has a good changeup as well. Like Matheny trying to get a double play here and clean things up. Castro hits the ball on the ground quite a bit.
And he sends one foul out of play.
So Starlin's charge here is to kind of stay inside the ball, try to, well, what he did last time, that line drive to right would work just fine. And this is with Castro up there with a ground ball pitcher on the mound. Joe Madden loves to play hit and run. Tougher to do with Miggy being the base runner.
Maness will check on him. Maness has been a busy man. He made 66 appearances 2 years ago in his rookie campaign. 73 times took the ball last year, and this is number 67 so far this season. Montero runs, Castro bounces it foul. So you got to put your white dress shoes away for the winter after today, right? This is the last day. The only person who could wear white dress shoes after Labor Day was Harry Kalas. That's it.
Thought you were going to say Jack Buck. Jack used to break those babies out too.
Now, Arnie Harris would wear white shoes up until Labor Day, but that was it.
I don't think the fashion police are quite as strict on that as they used to be.
Gets away from Molina, and Montero will get second.
There's a break.
Yep.
So there goes a double play. As Molina gets caught trying to pick that one instead of blocking it.
Golfed into center. And Jay makes the grab. Montero's got a hold. So Herron now with a 5-run cushion as he takes his bat.
He's capable.
So the Cubs hanging one on this Cardinal starting rotation. Pitching staff as a whole with a 2.73 ERA coming into today. And a base hit to right. Montero's got to stop at third as Hayward quickly gets the ball back in. Dan Herron will keep it alive for Addison Russell.
Absolutely no chance there for Gary Jones to send Montero. Hayward very shallow, was on this ball in no time. He's got a big arm. But Herron keeps the line moving.
I didn't even notice. Did Hayward have a shot at Herron at first? Looked like Dan got out of the box pretty quickly.
I don't know. I know Hayward was focused on Montero.
Strike called on Russell. I think one of the issues, Brandon Moss was not near first base.
Yeah, he was moving into a cutoff position. Not that Hayward would need one with a ball this shallow, but Hayward waiting, hoping that Montero would try.
Deep to center, way back, gone! 3-run homer. Addison Russell makes it 8-0.
Jubilation in the Cub dugout. They are absolutely going nuts down there celebrating that home run. So Herron keeps the inning alive. And Russell in the 9-hole goes deep yet again. This is number 13 for the rookie. Big part of the yard out there, straightaway center field. The dreaded high sinker ball from Manus. And Russell crushes it.
Nothing here in the third inning. Strike on Fowler. He's already homered and doubled. Swing and a miss. So Fowler retired for the first time, but what an inning. 8-0.
The bat here in the bottom half of the third. The Cub fans, don't miss your chance to catch the best matchups in baseball. Reserve your place in line for history in the making. Join the season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy and free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list.
Addison Russell had a 2-homer game over the weekend against Arizona with a 3-run homer to make it 8-zip. Mark Reynolds with his first plate appearance in this ball game takes a strike. He got in the lineup as Colton Wong was scratched late. Greg Garcia is on deck for Manus. One misses. 2 balls and a strike. Tyler Lyons, left-handers up. Pulled foul. So I'm getting varying opinions on the wearing white after Labor Day. It seems to be that, that winter white, that's
winter white, yeah,
kind of an in thing. So if you do have the white belt and white jeans, go for it. I never like to wear the white jeans because just they show the dirt so quickly.
Yeah, I was never a white jean guy.
He struck him out on a high one.
Well, they would have been former mates, right, in Arizona, I'm guessing. Aaron and Reynolds. This is strikeout number 4 for Dan. High cut fastball.
So it's Greg Garcia, got his first career RBI against the Cubs last year on a game-ending bases loaded hit by pitch in the bottom of the 12th. That was May 13th of last year, and then earlier this year his first major league home run, game tying shot off Pedro Strop. Oh-2 from Heron.
Ooh.
1-2.
Ooh. Couldn't have missed by much, if at all. Let's take a look at our pitch tracks. I did. My apologies, Larry. Shouldn't be second guessing an umpire on Labor Day. These guys work hard, and it's really hot down there. Tough assignment to be the home plate umpire today.
Broken bat, soft liner will drop in front of Bryant. Cubs selfies, hashtag WGN Cubs. You can wear whatever color you'd like. You can wear a fedora if you'd like. Eric checks in. Are you guys fans of the fedora? That's a good baseball look.
Oh, like the old-time manager fedora?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I can't wear many hats. I have to wear hats with a low crown. I just look really dorky in a hat with a tall crown. See what the Cubs have done? Scoring all these runs.
I know.
They've got us talking fedoras and white clothes.
1-1 on Carpenter. He's going with the rally cap here in the third inning.
Carpenter, we could put him on our all Labor Day team. Here's a fedora for you.
Yeah, somebody actually tweeted us a starting lineup, Labor Day lineup. Miller, Shoemaker, Baker,
Butcher, Rob Butcher. Yeah. Not Rob Butcher. He's the PR guy for the Reds.
Butcher.
Mike Butcher.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to work committee relations for our all Labor Day team. It is going to be Rob Butcher.
Yeah.
Cecil Cooper. Scott Fletcher.
Got to come up with an occupation that doesn't end in ER. Scotty flies to Bryant. Through 3, all Cubs, 8-0.
Plummer.
MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Ryan Cook.
Roger Mason.
There you go. Non-ER occupations in the big leagues. Cub fans enjoying this one a lot more than Cardinal fans here at Busch Stadium. 8-0.
Mike Matheny onto his third pitcher of the afternoon. Lance Lynn knocked out after 2 1/3 and 6 runs allowed. Seth Maness gave up the big home run to Russell, so he's charged with 2 runs and 2/3. And now Tyler Lyons, the lefty, comes out of the pen. He's working for the 12th time, 5th time as a reliever. 2-1, 4.22 the ERA.
Ozzie Smith would be another Hall of Fame member of the All-Labor Day team. Tommy La Stella takes a cutter off the outside corner.
Preacher Row.
Ooh, very nice. Popped him up, shallow right. Hayward's got it. You may see a lot of these two teams' rosters today. Cubs actually added to their roster earlier this morning. Tell you about those additions here in a second. Coghlan 2 for 2. And a strike. Nope. A ball. Left-hander Zach Rosscup is back, and Carl Edwards Jr. is here for the first time.
The Lions, a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball, slider change. Not overpowering.
Here's the 2-0, lefty to lefty, and that one ripped into right. On the move, it's Hayward.
Big guy can eat up some ground with those long strides. That looked like it was going to be extra bases, and his third hit for Chris Coghlan. But Hayward, they got a very nice break. Nonetheless, congratulations. Good swing. Way to go, man. That's the way to swing it. Stay right there. You're okay.
Called strike on Rizzo.
Lawyer Malloy. The football player, right?
Yep. Roll to the first baseman, Moss. And that's it for the Cubs. First time they have not scored in an inning. So I guess it was working on Labor Day, but a different way of working my way back to you. Different types of work. 1 ball, no strikes on Jason Hayward. Dan Herron's been good.
Have we been featuring work themed songs? I haven't even noticed.
We just started.
We're just getting rolling with it. Yeah. Well, the overall numbers for Dan since joining the Cubs, not really impressive. 1-2 with a 5.87 ERA. This is his 7th start in a Cub uniform. He was good last time in a no decision. Went 5 innings, allowed 2 runs. The game the Cubs ultimately won 5-4 over the Reds. And the Cubs are 3-3 in his 6 starts. So, you know, Dan, if you consider him the 5th starter, and that's how he's been used, Joe will, you know, make a fairly quick move to the bullpen.
Into the corner. Foul. Foul ball. Hayward thought it was fair. Mike Matheny standing on the top step.
Well, Hayward thought he was safe trying to steal a second base earlier in the ball game. This time he's waiting to see if Mike Matheny is going to challenge his potential 2-base hit into the corner, maybe even a 3-base hit.
Tell you, if we were the French Open, first base umpire just walked down and look at the ball mark. A very clear ball mark down there, right near the line.
This time they're going to check.
I mean,
that looks fair, doesn't it?
Looks fair. And again, all they got to do is go down there and look. Yeah.
So now they're going to be challenged with placing the runner. You know, it's kind of the default is the ball stayed in play, correct? That's the one thing you have to determine. If it bounced out of play, then it's easy. It's 2 bases. If it stayed in play, umpires would have to determine where to put them. But you know, usually the default is second base. Lucky he didn't roll his ankle because he's looking down into the right field corner as he touches the base. A ball in, and it bounced up into the stand, so it'll be, if ruled fair, it'll be a 2-base hit.
Here's one. Can they use the replay or our camera to show where the ball hit as opposed to watching the actual replay? Can they use that footage right there?
Oh, of the aftermath.
I don't think you can.
That's a great question. Seems like you should be able to, but I don't know.
Yeah, I find this completely ironic that we're going to New York when all the first base umpire, Brian Knight, would have to do is walk about 150 feet. And look down and go, yeah, it was fair.
Yeah.
It's kind of like 2 kids sitting in the back seat of your car texting each other. Instead of just talking.
Well, and that would be the other part of it. Regardless of what the protocol says, if you're back in New York and you're seeing the replay, say, look, I couldn't tell the ball in flight, but I'm also looking at a replay that shows that the ball hit the line. So anyway, the point I was making about Dan Herron, if you're 5th starter, if you're 500 in the games your 5th starter starts, any manager would take that at the start of the year. And a lot of times that ERA is inflated by the fact that, you don't get to pitch as many innings. You don't get to work out of your own jams. You're not able to come back out there after you've given up that 3 spot maybe in the 4th inning.
Right. This is taking a while.
I'm going to give him second base.
So Mike Matheny will keep his challenge. It becomes a leadoff double for Hayward. Now Peralta. Ball one. Three minutes and 20 seconds. The time of the review. Well, and I'm with you. If Dan gets in any trouble here in this fourth inning, Joe's not thinking about 5 innings to qualify for a win. He's going to manage this game like it's 2-0.
Saw him go to the pen yesterday in the ninth when it was a fairly comfortable lead. Things got a little dramatic there in the top half of the ninth. Yeah, I think if you're a manager this stage of the season, you're in a playoff race. You've got one of your back of the rotation guys out there. You go into this start to, hey, if I get 5 solid innings out of Dan here today, I'm a happy camper. So you're ready to react from this point forward if the Cardinals start to make some noise.
Well, they are making that. 2 on, nobody out. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Labor Day matinee of Cubs baseball from St. Louis to kick off this series, and it's been a good start. 8-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. The Cardinals have 2 on and nobody out. Brandon Moss, at wide open stance, takes ball one.
Four home runs with the Cardinals this year, 19 total.
If it's fair, it's gone. It's foul. It's just a long strike.
Darren Herron walking all the way in almost to home plate to recruit Miguel Montero for a conversation. And with Moss in the lineup, Mark Reynolds a late addition to the lineup. There's some dangerous bats now throughout this Cardinal lineup. It's a team, as we mentioned earlier, has not hit a lot of home runs this year, but as they are currently constituted, there's some slugging depth in their lineup now. Moss trying to lean that one fair. He had 25 last year for the A's, 30 the year before.
Call, strike 3. Nice turn of events.
And a good conversation. Herron obviously knew what he wanted to do. Called Montero out, said, here, this is what we're going to do to finish him off. So Moss a chance for a 3-run home run. Instead, he has to settle for a slow walk back to the dugout. By the way, that shot at Joe, it looked like he was lip-syncing the William Tell overture. I'm not so sure, but we'll have to ask him about that later. I don't know if we have a replay or not, but
were they playing it on the PA?
No.
Oh, you just...
I think it was in his head.
Bump, 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 bump. Well, he was listening to Casey Kasem Top 40 from 1974 yesterday. I don't know if there's a song stuck in his head, but you're going with the William Tell overture.
Well, one of those, yeah.
Okay. Ground ball, it deflects off Herron. Everybody's going to reach. Infield hit, Yadier Molina.
No. And Dan Herron letting everybody know, stay put in the dugout, I'm good. Bottom of the foot. All right, so kind of I cross purposes here in that it feels like a big moment for the Cardinals. They got the bases loaded here one night. It is a big moment for the Cardinals, but still a very comfortable situation. 8-0 lead for Dan Herron. And this guy's been in the league forever, so he's not going to panic. Jay's a ground ball guy, even though Dan Herron's an extreme fly ball pitcher. Whatever he does to get ground balls, this would be a good time to make it happen. Maybe the curveball.
Off of third, LaStella going after it, and he's got it. Sliding grab, running away from home plate by Tommy LaStella in foul territory. That's the second out of the inning.
Boy, beautiful play by Tommy LaStella. This ball not in the air a long time. It's our Mazda replay. Great concentration. Beautiful play. Mazda, conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way.
This will get Herron out of the inning. Bryant makes a catch. They leave him loaded. Joe Singing having some fun today. His team leads 8-0. Third Bank, the Curious Bank. Great to see Dutchie Carey. She stopped by the booth and joined this ball game today here in St. Louis. We're getting some suggestions on Twitter about what Joe was humming. You said William Tell, Dragnet theme, Star Wars theme, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Little Drummer Boy, Sweet Caroline, On Wisconsin. I'm going to say no on that one. New catcher's Cody Stanley. So Yadier Molina done for the day. Assuming it's an we're down 8-0.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. That last rally fizzled for him. Mike Matheny said, well, my chances of coming back are awfully small. Why don't I give Molina a little break here? Could be something more than that, but that's my assumption.
2 strikes on Bryant. And he got him.
Take home a game used or autographed item and help benefit Cubs charities. Cubs Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. Visit Cubs.com/authentics to bid on weekly auction items and to pre-order game used bases and baseballs. The Cubs will donate net proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics to Cubs charities.
Strike 1 on Montero.
It might have been what is it, the 1812 overture? That's the might have been that one.
Okay. Popped up. Third base side, and Reynolds will not have a play. You start getting into overtures, I'm not the person to ask. What is the dun, da, 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 is that 20th Century Fox theme? Da, 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 da.
Sounds like a theater. Sounds like a movie. Hmm.
2-2.
I think he may have caught a break there. Stanley sets up outside, has to reach a good ways to get that pitch, and that's why they didn't get the call.
Pulled foul. What's the Lafayette fight song, right? That's another.
Yeah. Do they have one? They must,
wow,
right?
Everybody
got a fight
does.
song.
Castro on deck.
So the Cardinals, they've been giving up some runs here lately. Gave up 9 in game 1 of the series to Pittsburgh, 7 last night to the Pirates.
Lyons throws it away. Montero to second.
Appeared to be a very difficult play. Lyons had time, hurried the throw, paid a price.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. They've gone to the 9th in Cincinnati. And the Reds lead the Pirates 3-1.
So if that holds and this holds, the Cubs will be within 2 of Pittsburgh. I think they got as close as 2 not too long ago.
You are correct.
Probably before the West Coast road trip.
Base hit left field. Montero had to wait to make sure the liner got through, which it did. So he advances 1. Castro's 2 for 3.
And as Casey Kasem would say, the hits just keep coming. Yeah, when we walked into Joe's office yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah, Donnie Marie rocking, leaving it all up to you.
Joe's bit when he plays tunes, and there was a top 40 from August 31st, 1974. It's where were you not only that year but on that day. And he said it takes him back to that day.
And on that day he said he was what, in a frat house, college?
At Lafayette, yeah. Oh, 1 Heron fouls. Wild game in D.C. Mets have had a couple of different leads. Nationals got all their runs in 1 inning. Inside 1-2. Key single to keep the 3rd alive for Heron. That set up the 3-run homer by Russell. Seemed to put this game out of reach. Two.
Now, this is normally a situation where Joe likes to use that safety squeeze, 1st and 3rd one out and the pitcher up, but Heron, he's been swinging throughout this at bat.
Montero ready to tag. That's plenty deep enough. They give Dan Heron an RBI on a sac fly, and it's 9-zip. Great way to help yourself. And Heron has definitely done that with a bat. That's a strike. Southwest Airlines, how far did it fly? 402 feet. Counted for 3. So the Reds hold off the Pirates 3-1. So Pittsburgh now 6 games behind St. Louis. And Russell went around and 2.5 ahead of the Cubs, who are leading big 9-0 in the 5th. See the updated standings. Cubs 2.5 back for the top wild card position. And the Pirates now 6 behind the Cardinals in the division. Dan Herron, no runs on 4 hits and a lot of run support. Cubs trying to make it 4 in a row after sweeping the Diamondbacks. This is Pete Kozma. Batting in the pitcher's spot. Ground ball sharply hit. Russell on the dive, can't get it. So Cardinal pinch hitters today are 3 for 3, even though they're trailing 9-0. It's Randy Choate in their bullpen. Strike one.
Carpenter, known as a line drive hitter, a high average hitter who doesn't hit the ball out of the ballpark that frequently, but changed his plan apparently. He's hit 21 bombs this year. Way more than he's ever hit before in a season. Strikeout rate is up.
Towering fly to right. Bryant moving a bit to his right, and he's got it.
Still time to plan a group outing during the final homestand of the season. The Cubs offer special ticket packages for groups of 15 or more with exclusive benefit options including parking and Wrigley Field tours. For more information, visit Cubs.com/groups. How happy they are.
Scotty bounces to short. Little flip. Castro the turn. Double play. Rizzo kept his foot on the base. Nice job by Starlin to hang in there as Kozma was coming in really hard. 6-4 to 3. And we'll go to the 6th. It's 9-0 Cubs. right now for your chance to win 6 meals from the Simple 6 menu at Subway. Subway, eat fresh. Message and data rates may apply. We're on the gateway to the West, St. Louis. And the Cubs drilling the home team today. Cosma stays in. He's going to play second. So Matt Carpenter will have the rest of the day off.
Here's the veteran lefty Randy Choate. If ever there were a Molly Duker, it's Randy Choate.
Fowler batting right-handed for the first time today. A homer, a double, a strikeout, 3 knocked in.
Sinkers and sliders from Choate. Everything down around the knees, usually.
Ball 4. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Cubs, first game of a 3-game series.
Yeah, 9-0 ball game with expanded rosters. Scorecards are going to get a little sloppy. See Jackson 4 out of 16 so far. Choate debuted with the Yankees way back in 2000.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Clark, the official team mascot of the Cubs, could be part of your next gathering. From charity events and wedding receptions to birthday parties and grand openings, Clark wants to be a part of it. How can you deny him? Email him directly at clark@cubs.com or visit cubs.com/kids for more information on how to book Clark for your special event.
And Heron chatting with Mike Borzello, Cubs catching and strategy coach, as Coughlin flies out to Piscotty. I want to mention Dexter Fowler has had the big day today. He had 4 at-bats yesterday in the 6-4 win over Arizona. He struck out all 4 times. We talk so much about keeping an even keel in this game, forgetting about yesterday, and coming right back and having a huge offensive performance. Swing and a miss by Rizzo.
You have a tough day like that, you have to wash it off in that post-game shower. It's gone. Let's move on. And then the other part about it too is, you know, if you're striking out but you're swinging at pitches in the zone, or you're getting rung up on borderline pitches, that's different than you just flailing away at pitches out of the zone. And you know, even when he's striking out, usually he takes a very disciplined approach. He has a very keen eye, and he'll take a lot of 2-strike pitches
Choate walks the leadoff man, but doesn't give up a run.
He has punched out 5 today. He's walked a couple. 5 hits. He's been effective upstairs with that cut fastball, and he's helped himself. An inning prolonging single that was huge, and then a little tack-on sac fly.
One strike to Hayward. So Jackson stays in. He's going to play right, and Chris Bryant will go from right to third. Two and one. Cubs have dropped 6 of the first 7 in this ballpark here in 2015, but seem to be well on their way. One whacked into right and a base hit. Hayward on all 3 times.
And back to that cut fastball up in the zone, and you know most big left-handed hitters like that ball down, but Hayward's very good up. He likes the ball up in the zone. His day is done.
Peter Borges. Ball 1 to Peralta. Tap foul.
Cardinals had one chance to get back into this ball game with the bases loaded in the 4th, down 8-zip, and Heron popped up John Jay, got a fly ball off the bat of Mark Reynolds.
That's the new right fielder Jackson making the grab.
Keep up with the pennant races in true HD quality on MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live on more than 400 supported devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, widget, and more. Visit MLB.TV today. You got to have the pitch tracking widget.
One 1-0 on Brandon Moss. So a little more clarity on the Matt Harvey situation from Harvey himself, right? The Players Tribune.
He wrote an article, yeah.
Basically said, I will pitch in the postseason for a couple of days of talk show fodder in New York. Former Cub Miguel Sokolovic up in the home bullpen. Pulled foul. Harvey not too far away from 180 innings. Scott Boras has said that should be it. Once he reaches that, they get 2. Started by Bryant, of all people. Bunch of changes now for the Cardinals here in the 7th. Looks like Tony Cruz has come in to play third. And Mark Reynolds has gone over to second. Cosma short. So Peralta's done. Miguel Sokolovic will do the pitching. Borges stays in, plays center. Jay moves over to right. I think that's it.
Only fitting that so many of these everyday players get a little time off on Labor Day. Sokolovic, fastball, slider, and a changeup. Pretty liberal use of the slider and the change. And effective too. A 1.80 ERA as he works for the 24th time. League hitting .219 against him. He's allowed just 1 home run in 25 innings of work.
Mike Matheny had a long conversation with a second base umpire, Vic Carapazza, about what we believe was called the neighborhood play. And I agree with you. You've said it a couple of times this season that they probably need to revisit that call.
Yeah, there's obviously some confusion because we see it discussed all the time. We've been told that it's not reviewable. But managers continue to press their case, and issues as to whether it's a true throw or not and what actually constitutes the neighborhood play. There seems to be some ambiguity there.
Yeah, I think that particular 5-6-3 double play, because it was Bryant who started it, that is kind of the definition of the neighborhood play, right? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, you have a guy who maybe abandoned ship a little early there to get that feed to stay out of harm's way.
One and one on Chris. So he's played right, he's played third, and kind of he's played second. Even though that play will go down as a 5-6-3.
Yeah, so if you're just looking at the play-by-play of the game, you're thinking 5-6-3. Now that's an odd double play, no matter how you configure it. If you know, it's either the third baseman's on the right side of the infield or the shortstop's on the right side of the infield, taking a feed from the third baseman.
Two balls, two strikes. Bounced it, and it's full. If you don't remember Miguel as a Cub, don't feel too bad. He only made 6 appearances in 2012 with the Cubs. Orioles, Cubs, Cardinals.
Also minor league time with the Red Sox and the Mets and the White Sox.
Just wide of third.
Dan Herron's still feeling pretty frisky down there in that Cub dugout. Normally on a hot day like today, if we get a shot of the pitcher, he's on the bench with his head buried and a ice towel wrapped around his coconut and around his shoulders.
He hooks one in the air left field, and a base hit. Bryant, big turnaround first. He'll hold with a single. Cubs with their 11th hit. First one for Bryant today.
And he had popped up and punched out twice. And he just leans out and lifts one down towards the line and left.
Fastball strike on Montero.
Back to night baseball tomorrow, 7:15 first pitch. Michael Walker will deliver it. Jason Hamill will pitch for the Cubs. And then another afternoon game on Wednesday. Carlos Martinez, John Lester.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Contemplating a trip to Wrigley Field. The next time you head to the ball game, the Cubs suggest public transportation. You can ride your bike. That's always fun. If you drive the car, the Cubs provide free parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. And that is located at 3900 North Rockwell. For details, visit Cubs.com.
Gets away from Stanley and allows Bryant to advance into scoring position.
That should be a WP. You know what he did?
What's that?
He uncorked that one.
He did.
Wild pitches are invariably uncorked.
And that seems to be the only type of throw that can be uncorked. Apparently pitchers are like bottles of wine.
What is he thinking of uncorking that thing?
Borges in, now back.
We need to do some serious digging and find out the first time a broadcaster ever said he uncorked a wild pitch. Or maybe it was in print first.
How about he uncorks a strike? Would that upset the baseball gods? Can you uncork a good throw?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's been a good day for Dan Herron. One strike on him. Bryant at second, 2 outs. Cubs leading 9-0 in the hole. Backhanded play. Cosma gets rid of it quickly. And the inning is over. Stretch time from St. Louis. Cubs 9, Redbirds 0. Honda Dream Garage sales event now at your Honda dealer. Dan Herron is still working on Labor Day. Dexter Fowler did some fine work early. Addison Russell with a 3-run homer back in the third inning. Jason Hayward, before he left the ball game, reached 3 times for St. Louis.
Well, Herron into bonus time here on this hot afternoon, starting the 7th with a 9-run lead.
This is Cody Stanley, left-handed hitting catcher.
Might be a good time for a major league debut for Carl Edwards, eh?
Yeah, he was scheduled to get here, I think, around noon or so. Stanley, a 4th-round pick out of the University of North Carolina at Wilmington back in 2010. He's 4 out of 7 in his young major league career. Tommy Hunter's up in the Cubs pen. Golfed high in the air, sending Fowler back.
Dan Herron debuted in this city, not this ballpark, in 2003.
Off the plate in.
Traded to Oakland after the 04 season, a deal that brought Mark Mulder to the Cardinals.
He is nearing 2,000 strikeouts. He's got 5 today, 1,998 in his career.
The win here today, he will be 10-10 on the season.
Fouled by Jay, 3-2. Ground ball, base hit. By the way, I want to mention this for those who ever think about running onto the field again. The guy who tried to get on the field yesterday at Wrigley, he has been charged in Chicago, criminal trespassing in a place of public amusement. That is a felony. So that's why you shouldn't do that.
Better lawyer up.
That's why we don't show people who do that, to give them their moment in the sun. His name has been put in those news stories. It doesn't matter who it is, but he has been charged with a felony. Great job by the security guys at Wrigley to take care of it quickly. Jackson makes the catch on Herron's 100th pitch. So Reynolds retired. Pete Kozma. He's been a pinch hitter, a second baseman, and a shortstop. Montero can't get it. Jay will go to second.
Most of the principals still involved in this game. Looking forward to the end of this game. Lopsided affair on a hot day, but professionalism tells you, you still grind out the at-bats. You're still ready to play on every pitch. That's something a fan can do. Go to a ball game, go to a big league game, and watch the players' actions on a lopsided game.
Castro battling the sun, and he makes the grab, and the inning is over. 7 shutout frames for Dan Herron. competitor in the wild card race. So at least the team on their heels, but very much in the rearview mirror. So the magic number down to 19. Fernando Rodney is enjoying this song that Joe Madden was humming earlier.
Whatever gets you through the night. Here comes Mitch Harris for the 23rd time. He has pitched to a 2.70 ERA. 23 1/3 big league innings. He's allowed 24 hits. 12 punch-outs, 12 walks.
There's Tommy Pham playing left. Addison Russell swings away. We've seen hitters for both teams be a lot more aggressive here these last few innings with a 9-0 ball game. Carl Edwards Jr. getting loose in the Cubs bullpen. Wearing number 6. Who caught that? Is it the right fielder?
I don't know.
Just short.
Probably Cosma. He's been all over the place.
Denorfia off the bench, grounds out. That was not a trick question. I really didn't know.
Yeah, it was the right fielder.
Okay.
I've got 9 with a circle around on my scorecard.
Okay. That works.
Harris, a rookie at 29 years of age, a former naval officer. Attended the Naval Academy.
That will get in there for a base hit. Austin Jackson is on.
So by definition, he's a team leader based on his background.
Right.
Jackson 1 out of 2 today.
Coughlin 2 for 4. Robbed of a hit in the 4th inning on a nice running grab by Hayward. Jackson not being held at first and a strike.
The guy who kind of has to bite the bullet here today is Miguel Montero. He's been catching in this heat all day long with Kyle Schwarber hurt. Cubs don't have a third catcher, so Montero probably in there for the duration.
Swing and a miss. 45,986. The Cardinals' 34th home sellout this season.
The retention rate not real high today.
You talking about the booth or the?
Talking about 8-0 after 3 and a lot of empty seats now, and folks going home to start their Labor Day picnic a little early.
We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Everybody working for the weekend, right? Little lover boys. We go to break. Hi guys, 9-0. And a major league debut, Carl Edwards Jr. And you see what he did at AAA Iowa.
Edwards, just a rail thin right-hander, 6'2", $155 or so. That's probably soaking wet, but he's got a good arm. Fastball, curveball, changeup.
6'3", 170. Hey, where's a single digit on the back? I don't know if a double digit number would fit. Be too big. He came over in the Matt Garza deal with Mike Olt, Justin Grimm, and eventually Neil Ramirez. Turned into a really nice trade for the Cubs. That was back on July 22nd, 2013.
Long arm, whippy delivery. 48th round pick. 1,463 went before him in the June draft 2011.
David Ross is in to catch along with Edwards, who was a starter prior to this year and has been exclusively a reliever this season. (3-0). He's got natural cut on his four-seam fastball, and you've already gotten a look at that. He's trying to breathe. There's a strike.
Yeah, and we talk about it a lot in spring training when young guys get a chance in an exhibition game, and how for the veteran guys the game might not have a whole lot of meaning, but for a young player. So here's a guy, even though it's a lopsided game, making his major league debut.
Ball four.
So a lot of butterflies. The field completely different here for Edwards. And the savvy veteran Russell in to have a word with him.
Even though Carl's older by 3 years. Just turned 24, by the way. Now Tommy Pham. So that's a key pitch. Arm side command for Edwards because of all the cutting action against righties. Kind of has the outside part of the plate, quote, figured out. That one drifted back over the plate and fouled 0-2. To Mid Carolina High School in Prosperity, South Carolina. How about two? Bryant, Castro, Coughlin. They turn it. By the way, Chris Coughlin's now playing first.
That'll help the young man settle in. 2 outs with 1 pitch. Stay down. Nicely done. Good feed. And a good stretch by Coughlin.
Matt Caesar is in left. One and 0 on Peter Borges. On a bounce, Castro in the grass makes the play. Carl Edwards Jr. scoreless inning to start his major league career. All good things for the Cubs so far. 9-0 after 8. really the result was determined fairly early. The Cubs led this game 8-0 in the third inning as they chased Lance Lynn out of the game. Dexter Fowler with a leadoff homer in the first and a 2-run double in the second. Addison Russell 3-run homer in the third. Kind of feels like been playing out the string since, as big Jonathan Broxton will take over and he'll face Matt Caesar.
We may have established some kind of a major league record here today in terms of size disparity with pitchers going from Edwards to Broxton.
Yeah, at the same time.
Man.
So $170 for Edwards.
Yeah, it's $170 if he's got weights in his pockets.
And $305 for Broxton.
Beautiful thing about baseball. All shapes and sizes.
Broxton spent a lot of time with the Dodgers, 7 seasons, and since he's been a Royal, a Red, a Brewer, and now a Cardinal.
Picked up at the trade deadline this year from the Brewers as he makes his way around the NL Central.
Cubs have used 14 players so far. Cardinals have used a lot more than that.
$11, $12,
$20.
I was trying to mess you up.
Two is ball 3. Zach Rosscup just joined the roster. Minor league season's ending. The Iowa Cubs finished the season 80-64. Double-A Tennessee had a doubleheader today to finish up. Myrtle Beach, a playoff team. I think their first game is Wednesday. They won the first half. Tough finish for Eugene out of the Northwest League. They got swept at Hillsborough in their final series to miss the playoffs. Some guys will be ready for Instructional League. Others the Arizona Fall League. Some will play winter ball. Some will just kick up their feet and wait until next year.
And some will go wee all the way home.
Caesar takes the walk.
Hey, what's going on in Arizona?
Phil Gosselin has homered. And the Diamondbacks have a 3-0 lead in the third inning.
Javi Baez is going to get a chance to swing it here.
We're waiting to see a pitcher running on the warning track in the outfield. Jay's got it, so Baez flies out.
That guy's still keeping a scorecard. That is impressive.
That is
the fan of the game right there.
Some good work. Yankees a winner today. The Blue Jays lost, so New York within a half game of the American League East lead. Yankees in great shape in the wild card. Cleveland beat the White Sox 3-2 to end the Sox 4-game winning streak. Mentioned the Nationals losing at home to the Mets 8-5. Reds beat the Pirates 3-1. David Ross in the air down the right field line and out of play.
A distinct advantage if you stick around on a day like today. The numbers dwindle. You got a far better chance of getting a souvenir.
They get 2 on a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. Bottom 9 coming up. 9-0 Cubs. Today, Len and JD and our WGN crew led by Mark Brady, Skip Ellison, Tamara Anderson. On Labor Day 2015, and left-hander Zach Rosscup is back. You see in the background Javier Baez now playing third as well.
Had a tough year for Zach. He's dealt with injury problems. You see his work down at AAA Iowa. High ERA, but the other number's good. 186 batting average, 5 strikeouts for every walk.
Pretty sure I didn't mention this earlier, and I think it happened in the 8th. Denorfio's in right, Jackson's in center. I am rusty with all these line changes. So Colton Wong did not start this game. Some calf tightness, but Mike Matheny actually called it a healthy scratch, meaning he would be available, and here he is. The 0-2 from Rosscup, and he swings and misses, but it gets through the legs of Ross, and Wong will reach. That'll be it, as Grichuk will pinch run for him.
Chase that breaking ball in the dirt. David Ross not able to knock it down, so strikeout, wild pitch.
And all Grichuk can do right now is pinch run because of his bad right elbow. Moss swings and misses. So let's try to figure out who has played the entire game. This is kind of fun.
I got Russell and Castro.
Okay. Moss, Jay, and Reynolds. That's it for the Cardinals, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 of the first 18 have played the whole game. That's it. Hamill and Walker tomorrow night. Lester and Martinez Wednesday. Probable starters.
So with the addition of Roscup, now 4 lefties in the bullpen for the Cubs. Wada, Richard, Wood, and Roscup.
Strike 3 called for the out. Two strikeouts for Roscup here in this 9th inning.
Hey, he's got a chance to get 4. Stanley, the left-handed hitter, steps in there now. This is an opportunity for Roscup. Those lefties I just mentioned out there in the pen, those guys, other than Roscup, they don't have just shut-down left-handed hitter type stuff. And Joe Maddon's looking for that guy. And how many opportunities Roscup gets here in the final month of the season, I don't know. But if he's able to open some eyes, he may get some meaningful chances here.
I was thinking the same thing. There are opportunities. The Cubs really have not had a left-handed reliever kind of set himself apart in 2015. Gotten contributions at times from everybody. They really haven't had one shutdown lefty.
Well, yeah, and they just don't. They don't. The other guys don't really profile as that guy. Travis Wood, a former starting pitcher. His best asset is the fact that he can give you multiple innings. Richard, more of a ground ball type guy. He can get you out of a jam with a ground ball, but doesn't profile as just lockdown left-handed hitter type guys. And Wada's, he may be better against righties. But Roscup's stuff is more dominant.
Well, he's been dominant here in this 9th inning. He's got 3 strikeouts. He's going to face another left-handed hitter in John Jay with 2 outs. The percentage of Cub fans, the ratio Cub to Cardinal fan, has increased a lot here in the late innings. Chris Coughlin has also played the entire game. I should note, started in left, now is at first for the Cubs. Don't want to leave him out of the conversation on Labor Day.
Guys working hard for the money.
know we were doing our all Labor Day team a couple hours ago?
Yes.
Anybody named Doc, too. Forgot to put that in there.
Doc Ellis, Doc Medich.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doc Martin. Got to strike him out, doesn't he?
That would be nice. Listen to the Cub fans in attendance.
They would really relish in that. A shutout with 4 punch-outs in the 9th.
Just trying to enjoy a baseball game.
Not leaving to the bitter end.
Not going to get that 4th strikeout, but a ground ball to Castro. Cubs win. They shut him out. 9-0 the final. Lots of good stuff today. And the magic number to grab a playoff spot down to 18. Dan Herron with his best start as a Chicago Cub beats his original organization. The final score, Cubs 9, Cardinals 0. We'll be back.